Is this thing on? Okay. Turn this down a little bit. So I can't fully remember what day it is for this challenge, but welcome back to my channel. Hey y'all. I don't know why I'm so geeked up about this, but I want to talk about failure, but hold on. But I want to talk about failing forward. Cause I wrote about this. I got something I want to like introduce, but I don't know when I want to introduce it. But I wrote about it and I was like, this is a good topic. So that was my dog. But okay, so like failure. When we hear the word failure, we always, go with the negative versus the positive. When in all actuality, failing is actually a good thing, because if you don't fail, that means you're not trying. And not only that, when we're younger, our parents may scorn us. I'm sorry, y'all. Our parents may scorn us for failing a class or getting a failing grade, or we may feel some type of failure when we don't get into the school that we want, or when the person that we like don't like us back or are not interested in moving forward with us. So with that being said, why nobody teaches us to fail forward instead of we going within and feeling like we're not good enough or having feelings of self-doubt? That's not what we should be feeling. We should take the L's, turn them into lessons, and create better decisions. I'm sorry if I keep chopping my head off, but we should take those L's and turn them into lessons, because ultimately that's what they are. Every failed scenario, situation is not always what we think it is, because going into it, we may think, oh yeah, this is everything I want, everything I need type situation, when in all actuality, we're not even supposed to be in that situation. We're not even supposed to be there. We're not even supposed to be going towards this thing. My bad, y'all. I had to change the music, or the music changed, and I had to make sure, it's not copyrighted. But what was I saying? Oh yeah, in life sometimes we may think we want to do something, but when we get to that destination and it slaps us in the face, or we get to that situation and it's like, well, I tried everything and this is what I want, so why can't I have it? It's because ultimately you're not supposed to have it. You're not supposed to grasp this thing. But when we hear the word failure, it's always a negative connotation behind failure, which sucks. Because if we don't fail, how the freak are we to know where we messed up to get to that same thing, or maybe the next thing? And as an adult, we realize that, and we come to terms with, maybe not even then we come to terms with it, because some people have a hard time with rejection. That was me. I have a hard time with rejection, because I automatically take it as I'm not good enough, or well dang, what's wrong with me, and that's not even the situation. It's ultimately what's the word I'm looking for, a segue into something that may be better than what you ever dreamed for. You may be thinking little, when ultimately What you want is something big, which is why I don't understand why failure has to be negative all the time. Failure shouldn't be negative. Failure should spark that fire, that fight, that grit. That's what failure should spark. But, when we're younger, we do something, we do something and we don't succeed, and we gotta hear from every other person like, well, what's wrong? Like, how you ain't, and why you ain't, and you should have did, and why you ain't asked, and when it's like, bro, I failed. And we need to become okay with failing. 2020 has taught me that. So I know that in 2021, I can get it together and stop thinking. For example, when I graduated college, not even when I graduated college, just the whole job search aspect after college, because we have responsibilities, we have bills, and we have things that we want to do and save for and all of this. But if you ain't got no money coming in and you're not getting the jobs that you apply for, you feel incompetent, you feel down. That shit can really eat at you, and it's just like, why? You should take that and move on. But instead, sometimes, like me, I know for sure, I dwelled in it, like, and I feel like ultimately, me dwelling, my energy being so low around the situations is probably another reason why I didn't get it, or it didn't go my way. So 2021, I will try to redirect my energy and not take every downfall or setback as a loss, unless it ultimately is a loss and there's no coming back. Because in 2021, I will pick myself up and move forward and do me, like, because is it really worth feeling like that when you can actually do something about it, when you can actually try something else, implement a new strategy, read a new book, try another job field, study a little bit harder, ask for tutoring? When you can take all of those things that you got from your loss, your lesson, and implement it into something else instead of dwelling on what didn't go right or the failure. Because every failure ain't a failure. It could be an eye-opener because you wasn't supposed to be with that person. You wasn't supposed to go to that school. You wasn't supposed to be. You're not supposed to be where you think you're supposed to be. That's what it ultimately is. Failure isn't always about failure. Failure isn't always about failure. Like, it's crazy. It's about learning in the process. It's about learning why you failed. It's about using that to build, to grow as a person, so you can push that energy, the new energy that you got from the failure, to create something even better, to be something even better, to want something even better, and then ultimately getting that thing. Like for me, YouTube, like, I love YouTube. I don't know what it is, like, I'm passionate about it. And the only way I'll truly feel that YouTube is if I don't upload, if I don't make an effort to put any effort into it. I'm sorry for this commercial. Hold on. That's the only way I'll fail. By not putting no effort into stuff that I really want to do. because I have goals that I want to achieve with this YouTube stuff. I'm trying to reach, if not 1,000 subscribers by the summer, by the end of the year. I feel like that's reachable. I'm trying to reach 100 subscribers by February. I feel like that's reachable. But if I don't reach it, guess what? I'm gonna go even harder to reach it. Like, comparison is the thief of joy. And I will compare like my journey to the next person's, or I'll be like, dang, well their channel did this amount of time. That's not how I rate, baby. Stay in your lane. Do what you have to do to make your channel succeed and go far. It's not gonna be polished. You're not gonna know everything, but just do it. But we often think everything has to be perfect in order for us to do it. No. I heard a saying that says, done is better than perfect when perfect is not done. Hello? That's a word. That's a whole word, because we get so consumed. And then that's how we feel. But then, like I said, is it really a failure? So yeah, I wanted to talk about failing forward, because we must fail forward in order to succeed. If you have not had any real failures, if you have not been broke, if you had not got rejected by that person, if you had not gotten into that school that you wanted to, if you had not left your career that you thought you would spend the rest of your life doing, don't take that as a failure. Take all the things that you learned from those situations, find something better, do something better. And that's all I'm trying to be, a better version of myself. And I'm speaking to myself more so than I'm speaking to anybody else, because I definitely struggled with that. So, with that being said, fail forward. Fail forward. Fail hard. Fail enough to know that it's not always the negative part about failing that we should dwell on. Because at the end of the day, that's not going to get you nowhere. You'll dwell on a situation and then stay in that, when ultimately we have to be resilient and move past it. But yeah, that's my word. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe to your girl, and I will be back. You feel me?